Currently at 535.
Great college.
535.
Policing is a paramilitary organization. It's not, the military is a step down. So if I tell you to do something, you do it. That's what it is, right? And so if you don't have effective leaders in these positions, I'm talking from top down to the sergeant, all the leadership positions, if everyone is not on the same page, and in that organization, in the police world, all is run top down, not bottom up. Mm-hmm. So if the top is not making a concerted effort to say, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're not going to racial profile. We're going to get rid of this quotas. If it's not coming from there, like the middle management is confused. They can't.
Lost in translation.
Yeah, they get lost in the translation. So it has to come top down.
You wrote about Justin Volpe in your book also.
Yes.
Did you work with him or did you know him at all?
No. Justin Volpe.
He's a total piece of shit.
Total. Abner Louima, the Abner Louima case. What people don't know, so I know some investigators that was involved in that. So this isn't rocket science. When you see all of these abuse, it's like Eric Garner. The guy that killed him, he got 15 complaints, been sued for $200,000. All of these cops you see that do these bad things, they just pacify them and keep pushing them on, and then you end up with a Abner Louima. So Justin Volpe, when they was going through his locker room, he had like, you go to the dentist, you have the little thing where they shit through your tooth. He was like doing people's ears with the little pick.
Shit.
He had like, they found like DNA on these little sticks. This guy was a nutcase. Justin Volpe.
Yeah.
He was a total nutcase. He was roided out.
That's what you said in the book.
Yeah, he was roided. He was on them roids. So he was just a nutcase. But how you were the lieutenant sitting on the desk. This guy comes in, he's in a rage. Automatically, leadership 101 is like, you lock somebody up, you riled up. I'm like, Star, when you get hit, you see. You go search the guy. I don't even want, Star, come over here. No. You're not going to do this. Because you intimately involved. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So but that's all leadership.
Yeah.
That's all leadership.
Absolutely.
And it's really good leadership. If you don't have good leadership, man, any organization is not going to work.
But I want to go to entrapment for a second with you. This is your world. Purchasing narcotics, lining people up.
Yes.
I love lining people up.
Lining people up.
I specialize in lining things up, man. Line them up. Again, I respect what this man has done. Don't get it twisted.
Oh, yeah.
The myth of does an undercover officer have to tell you if they are a cop when asked? That's a myth, correct?
A complete myth. I've been asked many times, you sure you're not a cop? Nope, not no fucking cop. You telling the truth, you sure? Hey, go buy a beer, have a drink. Not a problem. Go in that store, get a beer, have a drink right in front of him. Oh, yeah, he ain't no cop.
Right.
So listen, that question has been asked 1,001 times, you know what I'm saying? You're not a cop? No, you're not a cop. Well,
you got it? Entrapment?
No, got it.
And, so that's a myth. People, think that you got to tell them you're a cop. And you don't have to, I'm not doing no search warrant. I'm not busting down no doors. I ain't got to show no papers, no documentation to prove that I'm a cop. I'm out there in the streets. I'm making them buy. My job is to, by any means necessary, get that buy done.
Did you ever sniff any coke to make a sale? Or buy? Pardon me.
Nah, absolutely not. I never did that, And listen, if you have to do forced ingestion and you're in that situation where you're in danger, by all means, you do what you got to do.
Right.
Then when you leave, you let your boss know, listen, I got to do forced ingestion. Forced ingestion.
Ingestion.
Right.
Okay.
Like they make you hit the pipe, then they take you off the street for 30 days.
Right. So that'll be something like that where if that happens, but knock on wood, that never happened to me. I got caught in that situation.
According to UCLA law professor Paul Bergman, entrapment is a defense to criminal charges and is based on interaction between police officers and the defendant prior to or during the alleged crime. A typical entrapment scenario arises when law enforcement officers use coercion and other overbearing tactics to introduce someone to commit a crime. And then we have entrapment versus opportunity. The key aspect of entrapment is this. Government agents do not entrap defendants simply by offering them an opportunity to commit a crime. So just because I say to you, hey, I'm going to buy some coke, doesn't necessarily mean you have to sell it to me.
Right, absolutely. You don't have to sell it to me. It's your choice, your option.
It's your choice.
You feel comfortable asking me, hey, listen, you a cop? I say I'm not a cop. Whatever I got to do to make you feel comfortable to make that sell, that's what I did. So that's a false myth. I don't have to tell you I'm a cop. I'll do anything to show you I'm not a cop. Again, I went to many stores, bought beer, had a drink. Oh, you're not a cop. I said when I was doing the good name, the programs, living in the housing projects, I sat on the stoops, having a drink while the cops rolled by. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? And people love that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you a wild motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So 6 a.m, sitting out there on the stoops having a drink, playing basketball. As the cops ride by, I'm sitting on the stoops with them, like I said. Cops getting the middle finger. That they like that.
Compulsively.
That they like that.
Right.
No way this guy's a fucking cop. And then if the cop stops, I'm running in the building too with them. It's not my car.
Did you ever have any close calls getting shot by, cops running up in somebody's apartment, house? You just happen to be there making a buy?
Nah, I never had no close calls as far as cops. I got robbed one time as undercover.
Tell us about it.
For Rockaway.
Yeah.
Back to Redfern.
Goddamn Redfern.
Redfern, so. Shit. Going to. Now he's.
That was before you even got into the building.
No, I got into the building.
Tell us the story again.
Walking up. Now, listen, I'm vet now. I'm good at this. I knew who this guy was. And I knew the guy who I was buying from. And so I'm going into the building, going to buy some crack, So as I'm walking into the building, he's there. But now he got about 7, 8 motherfuckers with him. So I'm like, oh shit. In my mind, this shit is different right now.
Right.
Because before I was dealt with him one-on-one, he had another person with him.
Right.
When I went in that building, it was like this, 7 to 8 deep. So I said, okay, this is a little different right now. So I go up in there, trying to make the buy. Me and him talking, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, he's fucking questioning me. Who the fuck you know? I'm like, my man. I've been fucking with you for like the past month now.
Did he suspect you of being a cop?
No.
Okay.
No.
They just want to rob you.
Yeah, that's because, I've been dealing with him for the past month, making buys. He didn't get locked up. He was doing a long-term investigation. Mm-hmm. So I'm making buys into him. So it's a comfort level between me and this guy. You know what I'm saying? So when I came in, he knew I was coming. Normally it's me and him. Now I came, it's him and like 7 other people. So I'm like, okay, it's a little different. So now my antennas is up, so I'm a little raised. So I said, all right. So I go in there, we're talking. He's nice questioning me, like, who? He goes, now who do you know? So in my mind, I'm like, it's a little late to ask who the fuck do I know now. We 30 days in the fucking game. In my mind, I'm like, my man, this is like my 4th, 5th time fucking with you.
Yeah.
Why what's going on now? He goes, yeah, man, fuck that. I don't know who you are. I don't know who you fucking with. His boys in the area now. And the hallways are small in Redfern.
Oh, yeah.
So you go in the fucking building, the door fucking closes, like a latch. Yeah. So they got me a little surrounded. Then we by the staircase. So, me and him talking. So my mind now, and the funny thing is, you can have your gun on you, but my gun is not getting me. My mouth got to get me out of this fucking predicament because he's acting a little funny. I can pull my gun out, I can shoot him, but I ain't shooting 7, 8 motherfuckers. So, so now me and him going back and forth, we talking. He goes, yeah, I know I've been fucking with you and dealing with you, but nah, fuck that. Where's your fucking money at? At that point, here you go, nigga.
Yeah, there you go.
Gave him the money. He took the money. He said, get the fuck out of here. He went upstairs, went to the door. I graciously bowed out to live another day. But listen, I knew he was gonna get locked up down the road.
Right.
Did you come back to that building?
Nah, after that.
You kept pushing.
Kept pushing. Yeah. We had a long-term case going in, and it was into a family.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
It was to a family, and trying to think of really well. And I know their name too, actually. Mm-hmm. Their last name. Like,
don't say it.
Okay. Yeah. So I kind of know the family who I was dealing with. So I pretty much, that case was wrapping up. Mm-hmm. I walked away, lived another day, and we ended up locking him up and the family up. And that was it.
You been robbed when you were dealing drugs, Corey?
Never.
No?
Nah. Well, so when remember, in the early time, it really wasn't that dangerous. And then I started working with the Supreme Team. I was totally insulated. You know what I'm saying? You would rob somebody, you'd disappear.
The original BMF.
The original BMF. You would disappear the next day. So I just had an easy run, man. It kind of, I had a Uzi pulled out on me because my man who I was working with the Supreme Team was like, yo, let's go to Murdoch at 198. Go set up over there. I'm like, that's my old hood. It's money over there. Go get it. I said, all right, let's go over there. So one night, me and my man is out there. My man, Du, who I was hustle with, And this car pulls up. It was like, yo, I want to speak to Boo and Do. They call me Boo and Do. So I was like, all right. We go to the car. Dude pulls out a Uzi. He was like, get the fuck off the block. You can't use Supreme Team work over here. So I'm like, oh, shit. So we back off, right? I go right to, I put this story in. I go right to Baisley, call Ben. Prince comes, tell him what happened. Prince goes, y'all go back over there. And I'm like, didn't I just tell y'all my I'm like, didn't I just tell y'all they pulled Uzi out of me? But I gotta follow the order. Well, actually, that was my first job. Fortune 500 company, Supreme Team. That was my first job. So we go back over, and I'm like, damn. Prince sends the security team over there. He got dudes in bushes with Uzis over here, over there. It was the longest night of my life. Wow. Remember, I'm in there for sneakers and girls. Right. I'm not a killer, and I'm in deep, and I'm like, yeah. And my grandmother, you can see her house from where I was hustling, right down the block. And I'm like, please, I hope these dudes don't show back up because it's going to be a massacre. No, that night went, it was good. It was like, I dodged another one.
Hey, Shaq. It's getting a little cold in here. It's getting a little cold in here. Yeah.
So you said you want the AC on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. So I think we're good on the entrapment.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
You know, with the anti-crime unit.
Yeah.
Eric Adams, friend of both of yours, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Did I meet him with you when you took me to One Police Plaza? I'm not sure.
He never worked. I don't think you met him at one PP. No.
Okay.
No.
This man took me all the way upstairs.
You took him to the Z office?
Yeah.
I met the big brass.
Big dog. Yeah,
man. Okay, so Eric Adams, former cop. He's now the mayor, New York City. I like what he's talking about, even though I'm not a New York City resident.
Right.
But he wants to bring back the anti-crime unit, which was disbanded in 2020.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes. Yep. 2020.
And that was roughly 600 cops spread out at a precinct in public housing patrols across the city. They were reassigned to other posts. And this was, I guess, a result of the high-profile Eric Gardner killing.
I think it had more to do with once the George Floyd thing happened, then they started changing everything around America.
Okay. You are against the anti-crime unit plainclothes coming back? Yeah.
I'm totally against him bringing anti-crime back. And again, he's my brother. I was with him last week. We studied for captain together. I was in 100 Blacks in Law Enforcement who cared with him.
Okay.
And I definitely disagree with this. And the only reason I disagree with it, because I know the cop culture. When you put these cops in plain clothes, they're going to go back to the hunting. No matter how much people are spinning it, saying with more leadership. You had leadership before. You had a sergeant in the car with 2 or 3 cops, and he had, point-to-point leadership with them. Right now, and the other piece is this. If you look at the statistics right now, and I was looking at them last night, we read a few articles. NYPD every week is talking about gun arrests are up. Gun arrests are up, and they're all arrests in uniform. So why fix the old saying, don't fix the whole, what's that saying? Don't fix it if it ain't broke. Gun arrests are up. Right, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Whatever that saying is. But the gun arrests are up. He's doing it to bring back more gun arrests. That's his whole thing with it. But the gun arrests are up. And once you put these guys in plain clothes, you're talking about a city of 8.8 million people, densely populated, 76 precincts, times 4 or 5 cops. You're going to have hundreds, 600 cops running around with plain clothes on. A tragedy is bound to happen. I mean, we could just go through the list. You got the Sean Bell, 44 shootings. You got the Abdul Louima, 30 shots. Amadou Diallo. You could the list goes on. These shootings will happen, and the blood is going to be on Eric Adams' hand because they're going to say, look, the gun arrest was up. You put these people, and now these gun arrests you can't say you want anti-crime back and your gun arrest dipped.
Okay, you would know better than me, but just asking a question here. So, it's all about the gun arrest, the vanity of it, and I mean, I'm just asking,
Yes,
but how do we know it's going to dip? You're just assuming. Yeah?
No, I'm assuming. No, I'm saying when you do this, like you got to be all in on this.
Okay.
You got rid of it because the community was saying, "Listen, we don't want these." They're doing jump out. Plain clothes is pretty much jump out police,
Yeah.
right? They're the jump out boys, and
Get against the wall, everybody.
Right. Now, when me and you see was cops, they was jump out boys, but they wasn't like taking the whole corner. It was strategically done. Like they'd sit and look, say, yo, all right, when Star and UC peel off, we're going to grab these guys. I think Star got a gun. I know he got a gun. We're going to grab him. You know what I'm saying?
Sweeps.
Right. But then now, with the advance of stop, question, and frisk and crime going down, they just kept doing more and more and more. And that led to them getting ready to disband this unit because they was just jump out boys. So if you're bringing it back, you got to be all in. And the people that's in uniform, they're not going to get the gun arrests like the anti-crime. But you got to keep those numbers up. And my only concern is, and you hear it here first on Hip Hop Police, I'm telling you right now.
Breaking news.
It's going to be a tragedy. And the blood is going to be on Eric Adams. And that's my man. And I'll debate him all day about this.
Okay.
It's inevitable.
Would it be fair to say the needs of the many far outweigh the problems of the few? Yeah, so we're going to see some tragedies. We're going to see some friendly fire.
It does. I agree with it, but not at the expense of a life taken. That's just me.
Okay.
It's only me, Star. And what I'm saying is, it's working.
You're more knowledgeable in this field than I am.
I'm saying the guns, they're getting them now.
Right.
They're up.
I want more. Let's go to UC Undercover.
Hold on, real quick. You said you want more? You said you want more.
I want more.
So do you think if they have anti-crime, it's going to bring more? Or are the anti-crime going to be button heads with the uniforms where, who's going to get the guns?
I'm willing to take the chance.
Okay.
Yeah. I can live with, a couple of tragedies, respectfully. You're in favor of the anti-crime unit coming back.
Yeah, I think I'm in favor of it. I think first of all, I think you gotta get the right people in that unit. I think back in the days, that unit was majority white officers jumping out there, going in our neighborhoods and locking these people up. Hey, I saw bolts in his pocket. I saw bolts in his waist. Bullshit. So I think first Eric needs to do is get the right people in that unit, which is people of Black, Latinos, get them in that anti-crime unit. I think that'll help yourself out.
Okay.
Won't be a culture shock to them. I don't think they're gonna jump out and just be searching everybody and do all these 250s and stop the forms, making things up. And I think also too, Eric has been in the department for a while. He's a captain.
Mm-hmm.
He knows. I'm sure he's smart enough. He probably gonna have a big enough task force overseeing this. And when those reports come in, and he's the mayor, but I'm sure he's gonna have the right people in place that is gonna look at these reports, look at what they're writing, and look at what's being said on it. So I think he'll be able to sniff it out. Like, these guys are just jumping out and searching people. Eric was one of the guys that he fought against the police department when he was a captain.
Yeah.
Corey was right by his side too. Mm-hmm. The 100 backs in law enforcement.
Great credentials, Eric.
So, I think if he get the right people, the right personnel in this unit, I think it's good. I think unfortunately in the minority areas we took advantage of this stop, question, and fish.
Would I be crazy to say that the anti-crime unit would be more successful now because a lot of the quote-unquote thugs are not on the corners anymore. Everybody's inside on YouTube and the internet. Everybody's getting internet money. If you're on the corner, you might deserve to get swept up. You're not getting no internet money. What are you doing out here? Turn around.
I think
Empty your fucking pockets. Is that crazy?
You're right.
It's great.
You're still in the New York area. I'm in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Nobody hangs on the corner no more.
Those days over.
Like smoking bogeys. You're on the block when sun up to sundown. What are you doing out here?
Right. It's It's a
But-
4 in the morning. What the fuck?
what are you doing here?
It's a problem.
But the guns are out there.
Oh, they are out there.
Guns are out there. The numbers don't lie. Bodies. I mean, you look at the female. We got females shooting people in the head 3 and 4 times. Bang, bang, bang.
It's the
So
wrong
the guns are
people
out there.
taking advantage of this. Stop pressing it first. To me,
Okay.
they're out there carrying guns. They walking on the corners. They feel comfortable knowing that the cops are not going to roll up
Right.
and stop them. It's the wrong people taking advantage of this. Listen, the guy coming home from work. He's getting off the train station. He's going home. He shouldn't be getting stopped. I want to stop pressing him first. I get it. But I think the wrong people are taking advantage of this. And I agree 100% with Eric. That
All I'm saying
he needs
is,
to bring it back.
you're gonna do it. Go all in, and I don't think he's massaging the message right, because all he keeps saying is, "I'm bringing anti-crime back." So when you say that in the black and brown community, they're thinking, "Yo, you getting ready to throw my sons and nephews against the wall. You got to massage the
He
message."
just became mayor, though.
They voted for him.
But it was for no. They voted for him.
On this.
I know it has something to do with
You
it.
know him very well.
Yes, but I think
He's a smart man.
he's one of the sharpest people I
Highly
met.
intelligent.
But what I want him, I want to see him win. That's my guy. I don't want no job. I don't want nothing.
Okay.
I want to see him win. But I just don't agree. And I could, it's my man. I could tell him I don't agree with this.
Okay.
I just don't agree with it. Because as you see, he can have all these grandiose plans. When it goes down, it's because it goes top down.
It's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen.
I'm telling you, these precinct
I can live
commanders start. These precinct
I can live with a
commanders
couple
are going to
tragedies.
put their boys. It don't matter what the orders is. It's not going to be majority minority. It's going to be the same things. I'm telling you. You see, it's going to be the same thing.
And that's right. I agree. That then that'll be a problem. We're gonna have the same situation.
It's going to be the same. You're going to have. They got 3. They was putting like 3-year wonder boys. Like when I was a commander, if you didn't have at least 5 years, I wasn't putting you. I take over the precinct. With my anti-crime team, I looked through the list. It's a guy with 3 years on the job. I said, what the hell are you doing in anti-crime? No. He can't be anti. Oh, his uncle. I had to call his uncle. He's the chief. I said, listen, that's the chief. I'm sorry, man. I give him something else. We can put in conditions, but I can't have him running in these streets.
Correct me if I'm wrong. 'Cause I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Would the anti-crime unit now be more than just plain clothes police? Because now we've got social media so prominent.
They already have. Listen. They already have a unit. NYPD is the big dog in America. It's the billion-dollar company.
Right.
They have a whole social media team
Presence.
already.
Yeah.
They're doing that. So anti-crime, so people understand, anti-crime, this is their sole task, to deal with felonies, violent felonies, and guns and shoot. That's all they do. They're not looking to lock nobody up for assault because you punched somebody in the eye. They can't even come in with those type of arrests. They only deal with violent felonies and guns. Right.
Guns.
Robberies, burglaries.
Right.
Stolen cars, like carjackings.
Right.
That's what they deal with. So they're supposed to be, like you see it tell you, the creme de la creme of cops in your precinct. So these are the guys that's like making the commander look good. You want the best of the best, right? But you don't want them out there being jump out boys. You know what I'm saying?
And he's bringing anti-crime back, which is good. I think the other thing was street crime was a big problem.
Yes.
Those guys got to roam. They get to go. They got to go wherever
citywide.
they want to.
Exactly.
That's where I think that was more out of control.
That's why they got rid of that. That was after Abdon Louis.
Right. So street crime, you
Diallo.
can go anywhere. You get in your car.
Right.
I'm going to Queens, Brooklyn, Bronx, or wherever.
Yeah, I'm not a New York State resident,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm in favor of this anti-crime unit coming back. I think because of his pedigree,
Agree.
Eric Adams, he's going to have a different
Take on it.
take on it.
So let me ask you a question.
Hang on. Hang on.
Nah, we gotta go because we gotta fix this.
If I can just read from Police One, November 11th, 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Your boy, Eric Adams. During his Thursday appearance in Manhattan, Adams shed some light on the guardrails he wants in place for the units. The plain plainclothes anti-gun unit is going to zero in on guns and gangs. They're going to wear their body camera, he said. The supervisors are going to personally monitor them, and they're going to review the video footage. I like that. We've got a gang problem on the rise. One of our next episodes, we're going to talk about Glock 9 and other rappers / gang members in Sacramento, Texas. Florida. Gangs are on the rise, man. And I think that, this monitoring and video footage will zone in.
You know the problem with that statement?
Go ahead.
They're already doing that. That ain't nothing new.
But we've got more social media outlets now. We've got more people chiming in to tell. Snitching is almost the norm now.
Yeah, snitching is up. Listen, I wish him well. I want to be clear. I wish him well. I just in my 21 years, a little bit of time in being policing.
Nigga hating from the sideline.
You know what I'm saying?
I know.
If he was the commander right now, the 6'7", bring that shit back right now. Come to my precinct right now.
Okay.
I just know these cops, some of them are the cowboys. And listen, if gun arrest wasn't up, because I've been, this is what I do. I'm constantly being asked to speak on this stuff. Yeah. So I'm amazed, Star, that gun arrests are up.
Right.
You see, I'm amazed. Right. And I'm like, wow, this is good. So we don't have to bring the jump out boys back. But if it's gonna work, fine. I just want to see, because Eric Adams is gonna be the mayor of New York. He got police. He got fire, he got sanitation. Everybody's like, man, he ain't got no time to be worried about jump out boys. He gotta run the biggest. Yeah, he gotta run the biggest city in America, Star. Probably the most important in the world, and the number one terrorist target in the world. So how much involvement is the mayor gonna be with the police department, honestly? Because you're gonna have a police commissioner, then you're gonna have a chief of department.
Right.
You got all that. He ain't got time to be worrying about what's going on with police all the time. That's all I'm saying. It's nice. It's so good fodder to be elected for the mayor, but now you got to put it in place and monitor it. And who's going to be doing your monitoring? And can you trust them to ensure that, like you said, it starts funny. I take a mistake. We're dealing with a mistake. Well, I don't know about a death mistake, okay?
Well, the job is the job.
Yeah, it's violent.
The job is the job.
Yeah, you have to deal with it.
And we always say niggas die every day. Don't we say that? I know I say that on my show, the Star Report, shameless plug. Niggas die every day, B.
You're right. And you know what? My motto as a commander was always this. I tell cops all the time. I could deal with a mistake of the heart, except for a mistake of the mind. If I thought that you really thought about doing something, like if you shot and killed, when I was commander, we had, I think, 12 police-involved shooters in my tenure at the 6-7. We killed 6 people, and we had 1 protest. I was like, damn, Charles Barron was calling me like, Corey, what's going on? I was like, oh, shit, Charles Barron is there. This is crazy. But because I had built relationships, they knew. Right. You know what I'm saying? It was all about building relationships. Right. But if you mistakenly, like, it's a mistake. I remember this kid, we shot a 12-year-old. I was like, I knew I was fired. I said, damn, I lost my command. But look at the video. 12-year-old, he had a gun. Shit. He turned on a cop. Cop shot him in the face. He ain't died. But what is the cops? Well, you're 12, 25. You got a gun, you turn on me? The community ready to kill me. I had to show. I said, yo, girl, I got to look at this video.
Jump in here, UC.
And just on that note, I think, Eric, we got the right person bringing that back. I think, you know him.
And I'm not even a New York resident, man.
I'm
just speaking from a civilian standpoint.
He ran on this during his election. He spoke highly of it. So I think he's smart enough to have people in place that's going to monitor this. And I think, if anybody had to bring it back, I trust him to do the right thing with it, if that makes sense.
You have the last word, sir. You're totally against this.
Yeah, I'm totally against it, but we'll be talking about this in 6 months. In 6 more months.
Right.
Let's see. Y'all 2 against 2 now. In 6 more months, we'll talk about this and see what happens.
535. Great 535.